Monday Mornings with Matt and Kevin. These two will debate real-life issues from a Catholic perspective every Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Make the world Catholic again.
We are in the dog days of August. It is summer, it is hot, and you have just tuned in to Monday Mornings with Matt and Kevin on the Catholic Family Podcast. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about having recourse to the Sacred Heart of Jesus during times of temptation. There's a story from the life of the monks of the desert where a certain novice complained to his superior that he has been trying to overcome certain inclinations and temptations for over 8 years now. And his superior, upon hearing this, replied, "I have spent 70 years in solitude, and during all of that time, I have not for a single day been free from temptation. It is only when this life has ended will our struggle against temptation come to an end." Fortunately for us, we as Catholics have many tools available to help us in our battle against temptations and to have that battle with great success. And one of those tools available to us is having recourse to the most Sacred Heart of Jesus. I want to read to you a passage from the book Divine Intimacy by Saint Gabriel of Mary Magdalene. And here he outlines several key points using quotes and directives from the saints as to how the soul should have recourse to the most Sacred Heart of Jesus when they are faced with temptations. So for anyone who'd like to read this or check this out, it is entry 215 in the book Divine Intimacy. So Father Gabriel of St. Mary Magdalene writes, "In every temptation, we must fly to the heart of Christ, reflecting on his goodness and charity, comparing them with our vileness, malice, infidelity, and pride. The heart of Jesus will be our surest refuge in times of temptation. If we wish to escape Satan's wiles and our own evil tendencies, we must take shelter in the heart of him who conquered Satan and healed our ills by his wounds. Jesus triumphed over evil, and if we take refuge in him, we will have nothing to fear. Tempests may still rage around us, but our soul will be guarded and protected from shipwreck, no matter what kind of struggles we have to undergo, no matter how bitter or humiliating they may be. If we keep intact our confidence in this divine heart, it will be our salvation. Heart of Jesus, salvation of those who trust in thee, the Church puts on our lips in the litany of the Sacred Heart. We must have unshaken confidence in this meek heart, in spite of all of our faults and daily infidelities. Cast all of your faults into the abyss of his charity with great confidence, and you will immediately be free of them, says St. Peter Canisius. And St. Bernard declared even more forcefully, "I have committed a grave sin. My conscience will be troubled, but will not despair, because I remember the wounds of my Lord, for indeed he was wounded for our iniquities. What sin is there so deadly that it cannot be remitted through the death of Christ?" With such confidence, we too must seek the heart of Jesus as a sure refuge in all of our falls. We will often commit some fault through weakness or surprise in spite of all of our goodwill. Let us then humble ourselves profoundly, acknowledge our weakness with humility, but we must not let this experience separate us from the heart of Jesus. We should return to him like the prodigal son to his father and ask his pardon while kissing his sacred wounds, and renew our resolution to take up our abode in his heart so full of goodness and mercy. Well, I want to leave it at that today because I think it was so powerful and so impactful that we can reflect very much on these words. Again, that is passage 215 in the book Divine Intimacy by Father Gabriel of St. Mary Magdalene. So as you go about your day, go about your week, whatever temptations you might have, whatever trials you may be undergoing, when the tempest whispers in your ear and your conscience is full of troubling thoughts and temptations, turn to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. I encourage you to have images of him throughout your home, in your car, as the wallpaper on your iPhone. Do what you need to do in order to turn to him whenever the devil and his wiles are about you, seeking to capture you and trap you and encourage you to sin. So turn to his most sacred heart, who loves you endlessly and has died for you. Sweetheart of Mary, be my salvation. Thank you for listening to this very brief but hopefully meaningful episode of Monday Mornings with Matt and Kevin on the Catholic Family Podcast.